After nearly 1 year of being away from the tour due to a potential career-ending and heartbreaking injury, Serena Williams is right back out there on court, picking up right where she left off. Let's delve deeper into her incredible doubles victory with Ons Jabeur and what we can gauge from the 23-time Slam champion's form here on Grand Slam Tennis News Today. Now, as I mentioned in the intro, Serena Williams partnered with WTA singles world number 3 Ons Jabeur to take a wildcard into the Rothesay Classic in Eastbourne, where they drew Sarah Tormo and Marie Boskova in the opening round. The expectations for this match were a little bit shaky because Serena, of course, hadn't played pro tennis in nearly a year. Also, she allegedly skimmed out on one of her practice sessions because the press and media would be watching, and she didn't actually meet and hit with Ons until hours before their match today. Speaking of which, the pair didn't get out on court until about 2 hours later than scheduled because some singles matches went on longer than anticipated. Now, Serena and Ons did have quite a bit of a slow start as they got broken in the third game at Love, and then again their very next service game to go down 4-1. On serve, most of the points were lost due to unforced errors and pure rustiness. An issue on both serve and return especially was that Ons and Serena weren't being as active as they needed to be up at net. Ons was more involved in general because Boskova and Serena Tormo were hitting about 70% of the shots to her. Serena did have her opportunities to poach and get more involved at net, but the feet weren't moving like they needed to, and she appeared to be less confident up there with her volleys. Boskova and Serena Tormo were more effective when Marie was back hitting from the ground and Sarah was at net. It was harder to break Boskova's serve because Marie is a better server and ground player herself, while Serena Tormo has better net instincts and was more active up there at net. Sarah wasn't afraid to take the center of the court and poach, which left Serons, as I call them, Serena and Ons, flat-footed quite a few times. Boskova and Serena Tormo ended up taking the first set 6-2 and got the first break of the second, going up 2-1. Serons broke back immediately, but were subsequently broken again to go down 3-2. That sixth game ended up being the turning point for Serons as they raised their levels and took advantage of some ample second serve looks from Boskova to break back again. Ons started to get more comfortable up there at net, and her drop volleys actually started dropping. Serena also started to get more involved up there at net, and that fierce competitor within her came out, and she accidentally hit Sarah's leg on a swinging volley at one point. After Jabeur held comfortably, Serons finally took advantage of the weaker Serena Tormo serve to break for the third consecutive time. When Serena served for the set, she did it in style, playing an incredible point at 30-all, finishing it with a running cross-court backhand winner, and then sealed it with a down the tee ace. In place of a full third set, the match was decided with a 10-point tiebreaker. Serons had a slow start in the breaker, going down 3-1, but they rolled off 4 straight points to go up 5-3 and then 6-4. Jabeur did make a few poor mistakes, which made the breaker much tighter than it could have been. Serena stepped up though and showed us why she's a 14-time Slam doubles champion, hitting some exceptional clutch volleys to set up match point. 2 match points for Serons came and went, and they faced the match point themselves at 11-10. Serena once again was clutch, saving that match point with some excellent movement, which got her to a key get. The following point was probably the best point of the match. Ons held her own in an incredible baseline exchange before finishing it off with a drop shot that left even Serena stunned in amazement. That set up their third match point, which they sealed after Serena Tormo narrowly missed a put-away volley. Obviously, I was happy that Serena and Ons won, but I didn't do too much because it's just a WTA 500 doubles first round match, not Wimbledon.
It's down! It's down! Yes!
Okay, I was thrilled that Serena and Ons were able to win that match because it looked ugly at the beginning. I was hoping they could grab at least 6 games because the way Serena Tormo and Boskova were dominating, a win seemed completely out of the picture. However, I knew things would only go up from the first set because neither Serena nor Ons have played doubles in a long time. This is also their first time ever playing doubles together, so they needed time to get used to each other's games and being on the same side of the net. All things considered, I thought Ons did a good job. I mentioned this before, But Jabeur isn't that experienced in doubles and actually lost her 5 previous doubles matches. Ons also talked about how nervous she'd be playing with Serena, and understandably so. I was kind of coming for her a bit at those early stages because I felt that she should have been carrying Serena, but her volleys weren't as solid as they needed to be. Jabeur is a good volleyer, but she's not that great at recognizing where she needs to hit the ball in doubles because a lot of the time she went right back to her opponents. I feel like she's definitely better when she's up there at net coming in on her own terms in singles. A lot of people were wondering why Serena chose Ons out of all people to play doubles with, and I guess that she picked her because Jabeur has a reputation of being gifted at the forecourt rather than actually any doubles pedigree. I was right, as Serena first told Tennis Channel that Ons had always been sweet to her on tour and was playing well recently, so why not? Then in her post-match press conference, Williams gave a more detailed response when Black Spin Global's Lucy Khadija asked her about partnering with the Tunisian. "We looked at the draw to see who would be playing in the tournament," Serena said. "When we saw her name in, it was immediately like, okay, she would be great to play with. I love her game. I love her style of play. She has a great volley, clearly has a great drop shot, and she has been having a phenomenal couple of years, so it just made a lot of sense. It was a great solution for me." Now, I doubted this solution quite a bit at the beginning. I was saying stuff like, why Ons? Why did she just choose Coco? Then I was saying stuff like, is she even serious about going deep at Wimbledon, only playing one doubles match before her and Ons get bounced here in the first round? Clearly Serena knows best, so I'm just gonna shut up and eat my food from now on, at least for now. But seriously though, I think this win is bigger than many people believe because she needs to be out there on court playing as much as possible to get the best prep for SW19. Looking at Williams' performance, she looked very impressive considering how she hasn't played for nearly a year. I was expecting 2018 Fed Cup doubles form, but she's clearly been training on the low and a lot more than we thought. Even though it's doubles, which is a totally different beast compared to singles in terms of shot types, more movement, and physical demands, this is a promising start for Williams' Wimbledon campaign. Serena served well, and she hit about 3 aces and no double faults, I believe. Serena played on the deuce side, so we primarily saw her hitting forehands, and that forehand was forehanding. As the match wore on, Serena was hitting that forehand with a tremendous amount of depth, pace, and spin, and it was undoubtedly the biggest shot out there on court. Serena's footwork and movement improved drastically as things picked up, which is one of the biggest things we were looking out for. Speaking of which, I was a bit concerned about her slipping and having another nightmare injury, as first she had a misstep earlier in the second, which gave me war flashbacks. Then Jabeur slipped while Serena served for it, so I'm definitely a bit nervous about that grass still. Another concern I have is that godforsaken backhand volley. I love you, Serena, but please stop hitting swinging volleys on that backhand when you're up on top of the net. Instead of using the conventional continental grip on the backhand volley, which gives greater stability, accuracy, and ample overall effectiveness, Serena kept hitting swinging volleys, which she almost always missed. Those volleys could have been detrimental because Serena had a lot of balls available to her that she could have hit those volleys, but she was tentative because she had no real solid backhand volley form. Serena does typically go for more swinging volleys while up top at net in doubles anyways, so maybe once her timing improves, she'll have more success on those shots. Her forehand volley though, might I add, looked pretty solid throughout. Anyways, enough of the negatives. I can express how excited and happy I am that Serena is back out there on court competing. Before she announced the comeback last week, I honestly thought that she was done with tennis and a retired player, but we could see today that the passion and love for sport is still very much there. I think the break from tennis was really a good thing for her, and she kind of alluded to in the press how she could have came back from Melbourne but took a complete break from training after she was unable to play in New York. Moreover, she said that she isn't yet sure of if she'll play a full season in 2023 with all her business-related ventures, NFTs, and crypto endeavors. She also said that she honestly did think about hanging it up during her hiatus, but her body feels great at the moment, so she's ready to give Wemby a solid shot. I feel like she'll be more refreshed and more relaxed now without the constant pressure of her winning another slam. I feel like she'll have an even greater appreciation for just playing tennis, just like how we have a greater appreciation for watching her compete. Serena and Ons, by the way, are right back out on court tomorrow, where they take on Shuko Aoyama and Chan Ho Ching for a spot in the semifinals. That's all I have for this video, and let me know what you thought about Serena's comeback win with Ons, and whether you now see her as a potential threat for Wimbledon. Also, make sure you subscribe and click the notification bell so you're notified whenever I post new content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time here on Grand Slam Tennis News Today.